in this video, I'm going to teach you the secrets to meal prepping like an absolute boss lady without having to eat the same things every day for 5 days, because boring, right? And you kind of want to eat how you feel. Like some days you're going to feel like pasta, some days you're going to feel like Mexican, whatever. But this is how I like to prep my meals to make sure that I'm getting healthy, nutritious food on the go and I save time during the week. Because if you are busy working or you're a mum with kids, it can sometimes feel impossible of the thought of having a workout and then going home to make like a really big meal for your family or even just for yourself. Sometimes it's a bit like, I can't be bothered, I want to grab something on the go. But if you spend like 45 minutes on a Sunday prepping your food, you are going to save yourself a mountain of time during the week, and you're also going to feel really, really good. It's going to make you feel more motivated because action breeds motivation. If you're waiting around for motivation to come, it's probably not going to until you start doing something about it. And if you want results, you can't just be eating on the fly unless you've got heaps of money to buy some really nice chef prepared meals. And that ain't me. I want to make things as easy, as simple as possible and not have to eat the same boring thing every single day. So this is what I do most weeks, and I find it's really, really helpful, especially when I'm working a split shift, like early mornings and late nights. This just makes things super, super simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare 2 different meal bases. We're going to prepare, I think that thermomix is up, hang on. We're going to prepare a couple of different meal bases. That was the thermomix. So I like to do a big batch of baked veggies, and this usually consists of cauliflower, pumpkin and Brussels sprouts, because these can form the base of so many different meals and salads. And once you have them in the fridge ready to go, you can just add different proteins or different dressings, and you have got a meal in like less time than it takes you to walk to your favorite sandwich shop, if that's where you go. So what I've done here is I've just chopped up a quarter of a Kent pumpkin, and I'm going to pop that on the tray. And then I'm going to chop up the cauliflower as well, and also the sprouts. So I find that they all roughly cook around about the same time, but you might want to put the pumpkin in just a touch earlier. So I usually have like quite a lot of these veggies just because I need a lot of food. So what you'll do is just chop everything up, pop it on a tray, and then put it in the oven for about 45 minutes. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to cook up a base of stir-fry veggies. So I'm going to pop in some more cauliflower, some broccoli, a little bit of zucchini and some carrots. And I'm just going to lightly cook them off in a stir-fry, because that means later on during the week, all I'll have to do if I want a stir-fry or a satay is chop up maybe some spring onions, my protein of choice, fry them off, throw in the veggies, throw in the konjac noodles, and then a bit of soy sauce, a bit of satay sauce, and I'll have a meal in like under 20 minutes, which is an absolute lifesaver. Means you don't have to skip a workout. I know sometimes when you finish a long day at work, you can be like, I don't have time to go home and cook for everybody and get a workout in. This will make sure that you can be efficient with your time. And I've already spent, I think it's like 8 minutes. I've got roasted veggies in the oven. I'm about to stir fry these veggies up, and this can form the base of like 5 to 6 different meals. I'm also going to show you what else I'm going to do so that you'll pretty much have meals like lunches and dinners set for the week just by preparing these 3 things. And that's a baked veggies, stir-fry veggies, and a veggie loaded pasta sauce. If you can do this on a Sunday, you've got like at a minimum like 6 to 7 meals covered. So I'm going to get cracking on the stir-fry veggies, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. Alright, so I've got the veg cooking away, and I have about 3 tablespoons of olive oil in here because this will get divided over a few meals. So I'm just going to lightly pour that in. I might even add in a little bit of salt and pepper as well. And then I'm just going to give this a quick little stir fry off. That won't take long at all. And all the while, I'm now like 10 minutes into my meal prep. I've got this on the stove. I have that's stuck in the oven. Oh, that's in the steamer. And I'm about to make a batch of pasta sauce as well. And then I'm going to be so well prepped for the week. And it's going to take me less than 45 minutes. And I will have the bases for like 6 to 7 meals, I reckon. I am now at 1:15. They've been in there for about 15 minutes. My stir-fried veg is doing its thing. It's just about cooling down. I'm about to make pasta sauce. I'm just getting that a little bit of a brown off, and I'm going to use some corn mince to form like the protein sauce of... This is 10 grams of protein per serve, so form the protein sauce of this pasta sauce. So I'll pop that in there as well. Beautiful. For the recycling. Give that a little bit of a stir. I'll let that cook off just a little bit more. I am so messy. So these veggies are now cooling down. I'm going to pop them in a big container and they will go in the fridge. So all of those, I hope the bottom of that pan's clean. There's a few stuff there. Pop all of those into one big container. Beautiful. There we go. I'm going to leave them out to cool, otherwise they'll get like sweaty in the container, so I'm just going to leave them. So this is part of the zucchini that I grated for the pasta sauce. Now I'm just going to chop that up, I'm using a fresh knife, into some quarters, because what I'm going to do is pop it in my smoothies, okay? So I like my smoothie consistency to be really, really thick. And on the days that I'm not using banana, this is a really, really good alternative. So I usually just do this in the middle of doing all the other things. There you go. And then you can just pop it in a container. And then you have a vegetable in your smoothie. And this takes literally no time at all, especially because I'm meal prepping. And as you can see, it's not an overly messy meal prep, right? So pop this like that. What we've got here is, I've got my baked veg in the oven, and that will form a pumpkin salad if I like. I could add in those stir-fried veggies as well. I could use the pumpkin, the sprouts, the cauliflower as a base for a Buddha bowl, and add in something like a cauliflower rice, some alfalfa, a little bit of spinach, and my protein of choice, and then dress it with maybe some balsamic glaze, some nutritional yeast, and all-purpose seasoning. I can also have, like I said before, you can have like a nachos variation or a Mexican variation. And then you can also, whatever you're having for dinner the night before, I do this all the time, place a little bit in a container for the following day and lunch is done, right? So if you can get your 4 to 5 meals out of what we've prepped today by just adding in like a source of protein or like 1 or 2 other little things, and you've got enough for lunch the next day, you've got your 10 meals and a variation in what you're having. So all we want to do is prepare the bases. So those stir-fry veggies, I can make satay out of them one night. I can add them to a salad. I can make a sweet and sour stir fry if I wanted to, soy sauce. All I need to do is add in maybe konjac noodles or konjac rice, right? Just to bulk it up a little bit. And I'm not anti-carb. If you've watched my other food videos, I'm not somebody that promotes like keto or super low carb. I just prefer to get carbs from whole food vegetable sources rather than your pastas, your rice, and your breads and things like that. One, because we tend to eat more than what we need to of those, and then we don't get enough nutrients from our vegetables. So that's why I tend to do it that way. So this is why we just do a tiny little bit of meal prep. I'm looking for a smaller container for this. Hopefully I've got one with me. You just do a small amount of meal prep. I'm sitting on 130. I have smoothie stuff ready to go, so I'm going to get a vegetable in my smoothies. I always put frozen zucchini, frozen spinach in there, sometimes steamed cauliflower. Pop that in the freezer, good to go. Now, while I wait for the rest of the veggies and the sauce to cook through, you just do a little bit of cleanup. So it's now just gone 1:35. I've got that cooking. I've got a dirty tray to clean. I have a full, get away. I've got a full tray of baked veg ready to go. And then I have got these veggies just cooling down. All good. I'm gonna be so on for the week. There you have it. This will form the base of your meals for the week. Now it is only 1:40. See, I've got a partially tidy kitchen, so I'm almost there. This container will be for the pasta sauce, which will double up as maybe a Mexican night or having on top of like a jacket potato with some of the roasted veg. Now, when I'm having my pasta, as I said, I like to have it with edamame fettuccine because it only has 2 ingredients and it's high protein. And I'll mix in some of this baked veg as well. So I'm getting a fully veggie loaded meal that will literally take me less than 10 minutes to put together. Then you have your stir fry veg. This can form the base of some salads or maybe a satay or a soy sauce and smoked paprika. Just adding konjac noodles and protein to those and you are ready to go. These baked veg can not only double as something that you put with your pasta sauce, jacket potato or your Mexican, but they can also just form the base of a really, really decent salad just by adding your protein of choice, some spinach leaves, and then something like maybe like a balsamic glaze, nutritional yeast, all-purpose seasoning, or even a little bit of hummus stirred through. It can be absolutely delicious. I love adding alfalfa to my salads when I'm having the baked veg. I just find that it has like this really nice like texture, and sprouts are so good for you. I can't recommend enough adding in fresh herbs. So if you are doing Mexican bowls, adding in mint or coriander is amazing, and then giving it a good dress of lime, or you can just add it to your stir fries, right? So having just these combination ingredients, you can do so many different things. And if there's any baked veg left over at the end of the week, we usually have a pizza night and we would put all of these ingredients on there. Like I'm talking the Brussels sprouts, the broccoli, the collie, all of it, and then just adding the protein on chickpea pizza base. It is delicious. So I've just given you like 5 to 6 different meal ideas. Then if you have your leftovers ready for lunch tomorrow, you've got 10 very different meals, all with the same base meal prepped ingredients. Is that not cool or what? I have just saved you over like 2 to 3 hours of cooking per week just by spending 40 minutes on a Sunday getting prepared for my week ahead. And I know that by the time next Saturday rolls around, I will have smashed my nutrient goals, my protein goals, and be well on my way for my Sunday check-in at making sure that I have fueled my week with good, nutritious food. So if you have any questions or you want any of the recipes, if you're in the 8-week program group or on my 12-week program, you will have access to a recipe book in the files section. If you don't have access to that, if you're not in one of my groups yet, please feel free to email me your details and I will get you all sorted with some amazing food inspo, all made with just a few basic ingredients. All right, team, let me know how you go. I want to know how you prep for your week ahead.